So here is the Diztronic matte back black flexible TPU case for the Samsung Galaxy Note. It's got the little glossy logo there. The back is matte so it won't get scratched when you put it down. The front has a glossy trim though, so if you put it down the front bit will get scratched. But it's still better than a lot of cases out there which don't even have a front trim, and they just have no protection when they're sitting on the front. So you have this lip on the front, so you can put it down. I recommend you don't put it down in the front because it is glossy, so it may get scratched on the front. But it does look nice. It looks not. I like the fact it's glossy here because some cases they just they're matte on the back and they're matte on the lip too. And I like the look of the gloss, but I like the more protection of the matte back, and also it feels better in the hand too. So it's kind of a bit of best of both worlds. So yeah, the case fits well. Um, there is a slight little problem I had with it here where the volume rocker is. It could be because the case is slightly thinner here because of course there's a cutout, or it could be just a slight fault in the manufacturing of it. But it does got slightly kind of wobble here, which at first I thought it was just a trick of the eye, as I have a screen protector on and the screen protector looks like that's kind of going crooked. So I thought maybe because the screen protector was crooked, it just looked like the case was crooked. But then I realized the case actually was, because you can see the light reflecting off the case here. The light on this side is a perfectly straight line, where the light here you can actually see the light bending. So it is slightly crooked. The case on Amazon says it's for the LTE version and for the international version, the N7000 version, which is this. But on the actual packaging, it just says LTE. So I don't know. I think this could have been made for the LTE version, and then because they're so similar in dimensions, apparently there's only a tiny, tiny, tiny difference in thickness. They just thought they'd sell it for both, and that could be the reason why that's there. Or it could literally just because, you know, it is a thinner piece of material here, so it just isn't going to be as sturdy. But I'm being really, really picky here. As you can see, it's really unnoticeable, and it still fits it very well. There's cutouts for everything. So there's cutout here for the charger, and there's for the S Pen, which is very easy to get out compared to other cases. It can be very difficult to get the S Pen out. And you've got a cutout here for the mic. On the top, you've got a cutout. There is a cutout here for the mic, but I can't see the mic, so I think it's a little bit misplaced. I'm just gonna bend this up to see where. Yeah, I had this on earlier and it seemed to fit, but it actually is slightly off, so that's a bit worrying. And then there's a cutout there for the headphone jack. I'm not sure what's going on there. And there's a cutout there for the camera and the flash and for the speaker. So I'm just going to take this off so you can see the case, and also put it back on and see if I can line up the microphone any better. So put my phone there. So there it is. It's a TPU case. It's not really flexy like some of the other rubber cases, but it is still flexible. So it's nice and tight on the phone. So give you an idea of my camera positioned really strange, so it's hard to kind of line up the frame. So yeah, that's what it's like there. So there's the microphone hole there. So I have to try and line the case up with that because it doesn't seem to be lining up. I think I was right. There's really nothing I could do. I can't really line it up. It's only going to fit in one way. I think it is actually made for the LTE version. Oh no, I lined it up a little bit different, and the hole is in there now. That's really strange. I didn't think, being such a tight fitting case, I thought, it's either if it wasn't lined up right the first time, it's not going to line up right the second time. But strangely enough, you can't actually see it on the camera because the focus is really bad. But the hole, you can see the mic hole there, which I didn't see last time, which is strange because that means that the case is obviously on slightly different now. But like once it's on, it feels so tight. I mean, I had a Belkin leather case which was really, really loose fitting. I sent back, which was like 5 times the price of this. This is £4. That was 25, and that was really loose. But this is like so tight fitting. I don't know how I put it on differently this time. That little crooked bit still looks crooked, even though I've put it on. I've put the case on more accurately this time. But yeah, it's a really nice case. I'd definitely recommend it, especially if you can get it for £4 on Amazon. I've seen videos of the Galaxy Nexus version, and apparently that's £10 or $10, and you get a screen protector with it too. Also, I have a screen protector on here, and it hasn't affected it. I was going to get a case-made case. It was very similar to this. It just wasn't glossy. And people had problems with the screen protector because the edges of the case would push in the screen protector. Now, it may just be because my screen protectors aren't edge to edge, they do actually leave a little bit of bezel. But I do notice the top seems to actually, like there is a gap between the protector and the case. But the top bit of the phone, they do actually meet, but it looks to me that the lip of the case just goes right over them, unless they are like literally edge to edge. It's very hard for me to even tell, but it's definitely not squishing it in, because on the video I saw the case was like squishing in the protector and like causing air bubbles. So it doesn't cause any problems like that, but then again it could depend on your screen protector if you have a wider one, but it should just wrap over it, I imagine. But also, if you do get it, bear in mind, even though you think you just put it on any old way, you can actually put it on wrong. I don't know how, because like I said, I mean, if I try and move it up and down here, like on my Belkin case, this would just be slipping up and down. If I try doing it on this, it doesn't. Like it fits in so tightly, but somehow you can actually put it on slightly askew, and then your mic won't be exposed. I mean, it isn't really perfect. I mean, it's not centered. I mean, I can see the mic hole, but it's to the far right of the cutout. Um, but the last time it was on, it wasn't exposed at all. So make sure all your microphones and everything are exposed. The bottom one is a lot better. It's completely in the center. So it could be because I put it on slightly wrong, or it could be because this is actually made for the LTE version. So whether you have the LTE version or not, this case should fit. And it might fit a little bit more accurately on the LTE version, or that could just be it could really just be the same, and I'm just being really picky about things. But yeah, it's a nice case. I'll show you the phone on here with the case in it. It's obviously going to be the exact same phone. So place it down on the front, even though, like I said, you still shouldn't do that, because you don't want the nice glossy shiny bezel to get all scuffed up. Place it on the back. Takes in a nice shock. I'm not going to drop it like that in the front, but it should absorb the shock a little bit in the front. Drop it slightly, lightly. So that's it. It's a really good case for £4. Even for £10, it would be good, because I've had other cases for £10. I had a red leather case that I got for £10. Like I said, I had the Belkin. This is the best case I've had so far. I've seen other cases that other people have. They were like hard shells, but they wouldn't cover the sides at all. And I actually dropped a Galaxy Note, not this one, but I did drop one on the front, and it got all chipped. I didn't have a case on, but even if I did have a case on, if I had one of those hard shells, it wouldn't have protected it, because those hard shells don't protect the edges at all, and it basically chipped. It actually chipped off the. Try and get it in frame. The actual metal was chipped, which is really weird. Or and then what other cases? Yeah, I've also had one of those rubber cases. I haven't. I borrowed one. It was like this, but it wasn't TPU rubber. It was that really flexy rubber, and it just looked horrible. It was red, but it looked orange, and it was one of those. It just collected lots of dust and stuff. But yeah, this is the best case I've tried so far. So yeah, there's a link to the Amazon page for it in the description. So go and get yourself one if you need a case. It looks good, and it's protects your phone very well.